Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee is a Republican and a possible contender for 2016, and he has signaled support for the Indiana law. Governor, good to see you. And so to Governor Malloy, you say what?
Well, I say that no one is qualified to be president if they don't respect the First Amendment and religious liberty. This is the most bizarre thing. Megyn, this is a manufactured crisis by the left. If they manufactured as many products as they do crises like this one, which is an utterly phony attempt to create some kind of division, 92 million Americans who are jobless would have jobs. I've never seen anything so utterly off the mark in my life as trying to pretend that the RFRA law is actually discrimination. It is most certainly not. It simply gives you access to the court, and there's no guarantee that you're going to win when you go.
But the other side argues that certain things like civil liberties, like the rights of gays and lesbians to marry, are so important they shouldn't be subjected to judicial whim, that they should receive a blanket protection.
There's nothing in the RFRA that in any way says a thing about homosexuality, gay marriage. You know, your previous guest completely doesn't know the difference between discrimination and discretion. Discrimination is if when someone comes into the pizza place, they're turned away because they're black or because they're female or because they're gay, although I honestly don't know how you would know someone is gay just because they walked in and ordered a pepperoni pizza. But discretion is something that every American should have the right to exercise, which is that if you come to my place and order cupcakes or a donut, I'll serve you. If you want me to show up and deliver a cake with two men on top of it, because I'm a Christian, because I believe the biblical definition of marriage, then I'm not going to be able to do that. That's not discrimination. That's discretion. Do you feel like there is a discrimination? People don't understand that, I don't understand.
Do you feel like there is a discrimination here? Because I've heard some Christians say this against Christians, that there is intolerance against, you know, a biblical teaching that has been around for a long time.
Of course I believe that. And I think that this movement on the left to try to push this, and I'm watching these major corporations fold up like a cheap tent in a windstorm, and it breaks my heart to see it, because ultimately there are a lot of Christians who have been very quiet. They've just sort of, you know, said live and let live. But there may come a time when the vast numbers of people in this country, some of them aren't even Christians, who will say this is going too far. When you start trying to shut businesses down, and Megyn, let's just be very blunt here. I was in China last year. I was governor of Arkansas 10.5 years. The people, including the CEO of Walmart, who said that Arkansas shouldn't pass this law, I'm wondering, I know Arkansas very well, and I know China a little bit. Walmart does a lot of business in China, right, and there's a lot more discrimination going on in China than there is in Arkansas.
Last question. Do you think that Christians will step up and help save this pizza joint?
I hope so, but I hope they do more than save a pizza joint. I hope they save this great republic. I hope they preserve religious liberty, because it really is at risk, Megyn. And I hope that Christians will do more than just say, gee whiz, this is unfortunate. If Christians wanted to rise up and vote, they could make a difference. We could make a change in this country, not to discriminate against anyone, but because in America, more voices are better than fewer. More ideas are better than fewer ideas. More speech is better than less speech. Yeah. And the left is pushing for a restriction on people's basic fundamental liberties. That's not what we need.
Governor, always great to see you.
Thank you, Megyn.